what are the advantages, means how this particular stuff works, and then what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages we have been seeing it. Then after this particular prototype model, then we went for the incremental model. The same categories we have discussed, how it works and what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages. Then we went for RAD model. So in the RAD model, also we discussed the same pointers on this particular how this works and then what are the advantages and disadvantages. So in contrast with these all three SDLC models, we have been done with the waterfall model. So with the waterfall model, in contrasting to this particular prototype and then incremental, and then the RAD model is what we have been discussed yesterday. And today we are planning for further SDLC models, which we need to discuss about it, which is the iterative model, and then how it is relevant to the prototype model, and then the incremental model. We just wanted to discuss on this, and then even we wanted to discuss on the V model. So how this particular V model works, and then next we'll be going for the agile model. So this is what the plan of agenda for today. And hope you see that what are the topics we can cover for today, and then we will see how it works. And the same thing, so here also the same agenda for today. So we are going to discuss how these particular models will work, and then what would be the complete advantage and the disadvantages of this one, and then how it is contrasting with the waterfall model, or how it is contrasting with the existing models we have been discussed on this. So this is what we wanted to go ahead and then talk about it for today. So just to reiterate on this particular pointers, I just wanted to understand whether you guys are following completely on this one. So I just wanted to know how you guys have understood on the prototype and incremental and RAD before proceeding further with this one. So I just take another 5 to 10 minutes asking on that, and then I'll proceed further with these things. Okay. So now let me see this. So what is the difference between this, I mean, how it is different, the RAD model from the waterfall model? Priyanka. Priyanka. How a RAD model is different from, or what are the basic differences between a RAD model and then waterfall model? Are you there? Priyanka, you're raising your hand, right?
Hi, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry for that. So actually, my wifey is there. So he's crying. Actually, my husband, he took outside just now only. I'm sorry for that.
Sure. If you wanted, you can
So
take
can
care of
you
it.
uh,
It's okay, Amma. If you wanted, you can go ahead and then take care of your baby. It's okay. So that is important. You can come and join after 5 minutes.
yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, fine. Rabia, over to you. SK Rabia.
That model, it's a good morning, sir.
Good morning.
RAD model works like parallelly, sir. It works parallelly, and waterfall model is different from that. Like it's flow, and one by one, after completing each other, it goes to another one, and it also cannot be go back for correction. Thank you, sir.
Mm, okay, Swati.
So RAD in RAD uh, they will divide the functionalities into different modules. They will
Mhm.
work on parallelly on those modules. At last, they will release the output of those modules into the market. The disadvantages in the RAD is at last, all at a time, the bugs will be released in the RAD. In waterfall model, they will collect all the requirements in the initial stage, and they will work on those here. In RAD, they will parallelly work on those modules.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So Geeta, you wanted to add anything more apart from what Swati added?
One model can't handle the large projects, but RAD model can handle the large projects.
Mm-hmm.
In RAD model,
Others, please go on mute. Okay, Geeta, go ahead now. Go ahead, Geeta. Geeta, I think you're on mute.
sorry sir, I didn't unmute myself, but it happened. Can I start from beginning?
Go ahead, Geeta.
Yeah. Waterfall model can't handle the large projects, but in RAD model, we can handle large projects and small projects. In waterfall model, we can't change the requirements because in the beginning itself, we can frozen the customer requirements. But in RAD model, we can change the requirements at any time.
So your internet is so feeble, so your voice is choppy. I'm not able to understand, but however, Geeta, hold on. So your internet is so feeble. I'm not able to understand your voice. It is so choppy. Please make sure of your internet. Okay, over to you, China.
Yeah, hi Chris. The main difference the both models in waterfall model, the product should be built with high assurance. Like when it comes to RAD model, the main objective of the RAD model is as soon as like possible, we should deliver the product. Hence, we can in waterfall we cannot allow requirement changes where it can be allowable over a RAD model.
Mhm.
And it is suitable for the either small projects and bigger one. When it comes to waterfall model, it is not suitable for the longer period projects.
Okay, cool. Vaishnavi, so what is the difference between an incremental model and then prototype model? Vaishnavi, you're there? Vaishnavi? Okay, Venkatesh, Raila? Venkatesh?
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, in prototype model, it is suitable for high risk projects, sir, actually.
High risk
When,
project.
yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And the cost of prototype model is also low.
Cost of prototype model will be low.
Yes, sir.
Can you give an example?
Sir, so like, hello.
Tell me.
Sir, I'm not sure, sir, exactly, but give me some time, sir, if you don't mind.
Okay. Surya Narayana? Surya Narayana, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yes. Tell me, what is the difference between an incremental model and a prototype model?
Actually, I'm new one for this section, sir.
Sudharani? Sudharani? Salman? Salman? Shilpa?
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir,
Morning.
actually, yesterday I am not attend the class because of my son has suffered in viral fever, sir. So sorry, sir. Tomorrow I will explain it, sir.
Fine, take care of him. Pravalika?
Thank you, sir.
Pravalika? Dilly Babu?
Sir, yesterday I'm joining them late, sir. I will explain tomorrow, sir.
Okay. Shravani?
Yes, sir. The prototype model is first in while developing, we usually develop a prototype which is built, tested, and then till the acceptable prototype comes out for the client. And if something is not right, he may give again inputs on the prototype, and then we'll rework. That is how it happens, and mostly this model is works best when the project requirements are not clear. Actually, even the client was sometimes maybe confusing, and so he may not be sure of the application what he needs. Then we'll just try with it. It's more like a trial and error method between the client and the dev team, and the team actually. And coming to the incremental model, actually the requirements are divided into multiple modules, and it goes build by build. I mean, first we'll give the basic features of the application in the first build. On top of it, we'll add some more features in the second build. It goes in a sequential way, but a build by build. That is how it works. And the supplemental features will be added in the next increments. Uh, yes.
Okay, good attempt. It's a good one. Okay,
Thank you.
fine. So now just come from my shoes and then just think about it. So are you guys are doing in a right way? So because hardly here I'm seeing 60 members joining, and when I started asking the questions, it's dropped. Means 6 to 7 people has been dropped suddenly, and some people not response to this. Um, See, is it means you want me to not to bother, so just I wanted to come like a radio jockey, come back and then give a session, and then you want me to go away. You don't want me to concentrate on you whether you understanding or what the gaps, and then you want me to, because I don't want to even trouble yourself, and means trouble you or trouble myself also. I clearly said that if you're coming for this session, so prepare well and come for the sessions. You tell me, are you doing for my sake? I'm asking you this question every day. First of all, you need to understand this you are doing for your own careers, right? Do you think that every day I
Yes.
need to waste this particular time for you people saying that the same old routine, boring words? See, if I ask you a question, you give me an answer, I'll go and then start the session. If you're not giving the answer, then I need to go for multiple people. And then for the multiple people, you'll not answer. Now I need to know that whether I need to concentrate on you or not. See, now the people who are the first 15 people who are raising their hands, I'm wasting their time. I'm sincerely requesting you all, if you're not interested in the session, so please drop. See, why we are not trying to on your videos, because you may not feel comfortable. There are many ladies in the sessions, so they may not feel comfortable in turning on their videos. Only for that one, we are not doing this. But don't take that as an advantage. See, just to turn on this video and then you go and then do all your work and then coming back and sitting and then saying that, okay, you tell me now. See, this is not, so do you think that, so you need to understand that I have my own kids, I have my own family, I have my own job, I have to take care of a lot of other stuff in the company. I'm bringing out this particular time for you people. So when I'm giving my personal and then official every time, I'll be running like anything. Whatever it might be. I'm feeling well, not feeling well. I committed. I need to do this. When I'm doing this, so when I'm giving this such a high priority for you people, don't you think that this is not priority for you? Am I asking a new thing? Whatever we discussed for yesterday for 1 hour, I'm asking the same thing, right? And before that, you have been prepared, and I have been clarified your questions. And I can't I ask you the same questions, whether you have been get this one or not? Literally, you're wasting or you're stealing the opportunity of others. And we are saying that this is not for any other things we are doing, just we are doing it with our passion. We suffered a lot. I don't want others to suffer like us. With this intention, we are doing it. So please don't dilute this, man. This will kill the interest of us. Do you think that you see already 22 minutes we have been wasted on this? With a great passion, we come to the session. Hey, today I need to give what the best I can explain to the team. But when I'm seeing that if you people are not responding, if you're not doing the things, what I need to do it. See, if you unmute yourself and saying that, oh boss, I don't know this, even that is also fine. But even you are not unmuting yourself, do you think that I'm mad here or stupid here to call you the names? You need to understand that this journey will go for more than 4 months or 5 months. The session would be like this every day. I'll ask everyone. He's calling you. Someone no need to tell that one for you. In which language I need to tell? You need to also understand our sense, right? Even we are humans. We have the saturation point. Please don't make us to burst. And we are nowhere concerned. See, when we are taking as serious as your career is really important. See, we are thinking about yourself. Then why can't you think about yourself? I'm telling you, right, boss. If you're not really interested, you guys can go away. And we are not requesting you to join everyone. See, now concentrating on 55 people, it is a big challenge for me. Concentrating on 10 to 15 people, I can make them. I can turn the table up and down. See, those are the people really they wanted. See, now this particular job is really desperately for them. I know when I don't have a job, I literally struggle. I used to work for 3,500 rupees day and night, which I have been seen a peak, which I am getting 60 lakhs per annum. I have worked for 3,500 rupees. You don't know how cruel this world is. You don't know how cruel this life is. It will make you to learn, teach you everything, everything. I used to think that, hey, oh, I don't need to do any job. Who cares me? Because I don't, my dad is there. He can take everything. He can take care of everything. I don't have any responsibilities. But it made me to bend and then work. And I literally seen how important it is for me. I struggle. I used to literally cry in the rains. Hey, once someone can guide me what I need to do, what I need to do on this. On that sufferings, we are doing this training sessions, boss. Please don't dilute this. If you're really not interested, just for time pass, please don't join. If you think this is really important for you, then only come for the session. If you think that it is really important, then you can come back and then talk about this. Or else there is no point of coming for this one, right? And I'm not here to waste every day my time for this 25 minutes or 30 minutes every day here. That is not my job here, right? Now you see that the first 15-20 people, they're literally, hey, what is this bugger? Why he's wasting all our time? Now 55 people into 1 hour, 55 hours we are wasting it. I'm kindly saying that if you're not interested, please don't join for these sessions. I'm not a fantasy about the numbers. I'm fantasy about quality. If you really feel that, if you're coming to the session, you should learn and come. That's the only thing we should need to do it. And I'm sorry
Yes,
for
sir.
the people I have been wasted the time. Actually tomorrow is Saturday, right? So 1 hour of session we'll talk only on questions. As you people not able to tell me for 10 to 15 minutes, now I'll make this one for 1 hour. I told you, right? I'll take this session for 4 months, 6 months, 9 months also. But my intention to make you people to sure that you learn and then come out, or you leave the session. Now you have two choice: leave or learn. Which one you wanted to choose, it's up to you. But I'll not change. This we have done for last 16 batches. We have done more. We have been trained more than 2,000 plus candidates. But out of 2,000, hardly you will be saying it 100 or 150. You go and talk to them, anyone. Probably the previous batch people will be here, or probably the previous students will be there. Talk to them, where they are, how they are. That's the only thing which I can tell from my end. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the message.
Fine. So let me get started. So here, yesterday we have been discussed on it. I think I have to share the screen. I'm sharing on this one. So here you are trying to see. We have been talked about this particular prototype model, and then increment model, and then RAD model. And today we wanted to get started with the iterative model and V model and then agile model. So when it comes to this particular iterative model, I said that I'll be bringing out you one particular picture, but unfortunately, those websites and everything has been changed, and then I lost that particular picture, because that particular picture can help you to understand how this particular iterative model will work very quickly, and then how this can be work for us. But however,
Chris, by
I'll,
any chance, sorry, Chris, by any chance, is that the Mona Lisa one showing
the Mona Lisa
incremental and
picture,
iterative?
yeah. So that picture, I think it is in Guru or
Yeah.
Geeks, so that
I
is
mean,
there in that one. But still,
I hope
that
you are not searching for that, isn't it?
no, yeah.
Yeah,
So that is
okay,
for
fine.
incremental. That would be a good example, Ashram, but
Yeah,
not for
and
the
for
iterative.
iterative, they have given an outline first, and then a blurred picture in the second stage, and in the third stage, a crystal clear Mona Lisa picture, Chris.
Mhm.
They have given a difference, but I was just making sure if you are searching for that, I can share it. So,
Sure,
yeah,
sure. Just share me
thank
that
you.
picture, please. Now, can you share that link, please?
Yeah, sure.
Put it in the chat.
Yes, I'll do.
Usually we used to maintain that particular pictures and everything. So I told you, right? So we remember that particular thing with that one, but that is a flow diagram which I was looking up after it. So that why we need to know about this one is, you understand once after I explain this particular iterative model. Iterative model is a basically combination of the prototype majoritarily, but even this includes the incremental model too. So that is the reason we have been covered the prototype and then iterative incremental model. And then this is a combination of these two things. It was coming in as part of an iterative model. So that is where I just wanted to have the diagram so that it would be easy for you to understand how it can be rated for both. Are you sharing that particular link?
Yeah. I'm doing that.
Sure. Okay. Let me take you the same thing. So as of now, I go ahead with the this particular picture itself. Let me talk on this. Okay, so this would be let me take on this example and then talk on this one. If I get that particular pictures, then I'll explain you on that one also. Now, how iterative model will works? Okay, so now here, first of all, the question which how? Okay, now here we got a particular requirement. Now you can see it, right? So this is an iteration. Now in this particular iteration, we have been developed, we got the requirement analysis, design, testing, implementation, and then once after the implementation, we'll go for the delivery. But here what they have been added is, here they kept as a particular concept of review. Before going to the market, just they wanted to do the review. So now you see the difference between the waterfall model. Now here they will be having requirement analysis, design, testing, implementation. Here we have the delivery, and it will be moved to the maintenance mode. But what they have been done is, so here they kept this particular review process, and based upon this particular review, now it will go for second iteration. Now here, from where it will be getting started is, already we have the requirement and analysis, these phases are done, right? So that's the reason we will not have those particular two phases here. It starts from the design phase itself. Now, in this particular things, the people has been given, the people means the client has been given the comments. So what he will try to do, once again, he will go to the design phase and he designs that and he testing that, implementation that, and the review that. Now, once again, he does that particular review, and once again, he will bring back to this particular design mode. Means once again, the customer or the client has been given the feedback here. So now here, what it will happen? Again, it will go to the design, testing, implementation, review, and then it will go for the deployment and maintenance. Now you see it, right? So these are the two phases which in the waterfall model. So these two phases will come over here.
So is it looks like prototype?
Now you need to tell me, is it look like prototype or iterative?
So the prototype also the bill will goes to the customer, and based on reviews we'll do again some modifications, and again it will go to customer based on reviews, again we'll do one more iteration.
Is it Shina? Okay.
Yes,
So
yeah.
see, Shina, now this is where you need to keenly observe. What is the difference between a prototype and this one? Let me pull out that particular image also so that you can get that difference. Okay, before getting me that one, so anyone wanted to try out what is the difference between a prototype and an iterative model?
Like here testing.
Actually, it is not a. Actually, we are not building a sample, Chris. Here, it is an actual application we are building.
See,
actually, yeah.
You're almost there. Now you see here, what it was happening here. Is it going now? You see the phases. Okay, let me take the red marker. If you see here, what it was happening after this particular requirement analysis, the design tested, implemented, and then they're coming for the review.
Yeah.
But what it was happening here, before their design, before their implementation, before their testing, so these all phases, actually speaking, in this one they have been completed, and then it is coming to the review to the client. At the last, it is coming to the client. Based upon this disadvantage, they release the prototype model. Now what they have done, boss, I'll do my review here itself, then I do this phases.
Okay.
See, now I told you, right? First we will be having waterfall model, incremental model, and iterative model. Now let me compare this one with the iterative model, sorry, incremental model. Okay, now tell me, what is the difference between incremental model and this one? I'll bring the incremental model picture also here.
Review
We can
part is
say
In the chat.
preview
Yes.
and post preview. In prototype, we can say preview the before build. In incremental, we can say post view after build.
See, now what it was happening, if you observe it carefully, it is a simple difference. Here also, they will be having multiple, builds and means here it is calling as an iterations, but these things are also like a builds, right? So now in the same build, okay. So in the incremental model, in the waterfall model, what is the basic difference? Here I have 10 requirements. All these particular 10 requirements, what I'll try to do, I'll address at one shot. Now in the incremental model, I segregate these particular requirements, and then I'll try to do test for that or follow the SDLC for that. But whereas in this particular iterative model, it is comparing to the 11 o'clock. So when it comes to this particular iterative model, as part of this particular iterative model, here also we'll be having multiple iterations. Even here you can see it, right? Once after completion of one thing, once after completion of one thing, once after completion of one thing, it will come. Here also the same thing. Once after completion of one thing, once after completion of one thing, once after completion of one thing, you'll be getting it. But it is not coming as a builds. It is coming like an iterative. Means this is not going. So now here what it was happening in the incremental model, it was going to live. But here this will not go into the live. Here
In iteration, it won't go to the live, isn't it?
That is the reason. This is not literally going to the live. This will have multiple iterations, and then at the last, if everything is okay, then only it will go for the live. You can see it, right? The deployment and the maintenance phase is here. See, that is the reason. So this particular iterative model has been combination of this both. And what are the disadvantages of this one? It was overcome in the prototype model. See, that is the reason we have this. When even day before yesterday, I told you, right? So these two things are compared, and these two things are compared. So because the disadvantages of this one has been eradicated in the prototype. See, now always you will be having this particular SDLC models, right? So that particular SDLC models will be changed into these particular patterns. Now, first it started with waterfall model. From the waterfall model, it went to the incremental model. From the incremental model, it went to the iterative model. From the iterative model, it went to the prototype model. So prototype, okay, we can take it for the RAD model. And from the RAD model, it come to the prototype model. From the prototype model, so we have been gone for the V model. From the V model, we went for the agile model. Hey, this is the hierarchy which I need to follow? Probably yes and no, because certain organizations has been using certain things, and they started to introduce, and they're saying that, hey, this would be one of the model which you can use on it. So these are the best practices across the industries. The people will say that something parallel also it comes something. So now what it means to us is which it can be helpful for doing the effective and efficiency SDLC process. That is what we wanted to discuss about this one. So this is the way it would be handled. Now you see that how big differences it was trying to bringing from the waterfall model. You first understand this one iterative model separately. Now you see it, right? From the waterfall model, now we came for incremental model. But here what it was happening, more number of bugs are identifying in the live. Right? So because the requirements there, we have this one, we developed it and we tested it and implementation, we send it to the live. But we have more number of bugs. Still my problem is not yet solved. Then it came with the iterative model. Okay, what we have done, then we went for the quicker feedbacks. Quicker means this is not quicker feedback, but at least here before going to the live, they will need to get that one. And then if they wanted to do once again, they used to do on the same build. You seen it, right? In the same build, it need to be iterated for this one. And once after this particular iterations, then it will come back to the live. So this is how this particular entire cycle used to run. But still, what is the problem when compared to this one? Hey, after doing everything, the client is giving the review now. Once again, I need to come to the requirements from the designing phase and then do this all. This is also not fair. Then I come for the prototype model.
Prototype.
You see it, right? Before this one itself, I'm able to do this changes, and then I come to this one. See, before here I used to do my changes. I get the review and do it. Now what we have done, shift left process. I shifted my particular review process to the before.
Yeah, the
So this is
biggest
how
difference is
that
the
is what the
review is done in the designing phase. Yeah, in that the biggest difference in the between iterative model and prototype, the review itself happening over prototype before like before implementing the code. In the
before designing
iterative,
phase itself. So here
yes,
itself,
yeah,
they are trying to do it. So now because you see it, these steps are common everywhere in the iterative model.
yes. In the
So now
tool,
what they have been done in the prototype, they address this particular problem here itself. So this is where it comes next. So now that is the reason I explained you this first two, and then I started to explain this one. Now you can compare this particular incremental model with the iterative model, and then you can compare this one. Hey, I have some emergency hospital emergency call, so I need to take this one. So please just give me an excuse.
Sure.
Hey, Pina, you there, Pina? Okay, fine.
So can I have one question?
Yes, please.
When you say prototype, the prototype will not go to market, right? It will for internal reference only.
That is internal reference. See, even in the iterative also it is internal reference. If you see this particular image, you can clearly understand that one.
Mm-hmm. Will we have an example for these types models? For example, if you go for like a bank ATM machine, will it be like iterative model? They will go for it.
See, this is purely an SDLC models which it is extincted.
Okay.
So these are the previous. See, why you need to understand this. See, now you need to know the evolution. Why the people came to the prototype model. So because they used to do in the prototype model, why they came here is after everything there the client used to review, and once again they need to start from the design phase.
Okay.
Now with the prototype, what they have addressed is they address the problem here itself. No need to come for this all. I address my requirement here, I give some sample, and then I start with the design and implementation and then doing this.
Okay.
Now when it compared to the incremental model, in the same means actually this is after the second, after the waterfall we'll get the implemental this particular incremental model. See, in this incremental model, it used to go for the development, testing, implementation, and go to the live. But still, once again, the client will comes up back with and saying that these are the problems. So to address that problem, the iterative model comes into the picture, and the problem in the iterative model addressing this particular prototype model comes into the picture.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, Pina here.
Pina, I think they are going to discharge Pina. So I think by 2:30, 3 o'clock, I think the vehicle should be there. Please inform them. Thank you. Okay, fine. So now we understood on this aspects of this particular different SDLC model, right? Now the next most important thing is still all our problems are solved out.
Yes, sir.
We
Thanks
are
for the
taking it.
explanations.
It's okay, but my question is, are SDLC problems are sorted out? No, still there are certain problems we have. Now for addressing these particular problems, we got another model which is called V model. I don't know whether we have here. We have this here. Now let's see this particular V model. Okay, so if you see it in a different pictures, it will be having with the different phases and with the different names, and the things will be having it. You don't worry about too much about it. It depends upon the organization to organization. It will be happening for this. Okay, so now why it is called as a V model? The name, by seeing this one itself, we are clearly understanding that this is in the V shape. Okay, this is in the V shape. So that's the reason this is called
so let me correct me if I am wrong.
the V model is about the testing and development will be happening simultaneously, as I know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So now, what is this particular? See, now by seeing this one, we need to understand, hey, this is in the V-shaped. So now that's the reason it is called as a V model. Now, another terminology for this V is this is verification and validation. This is one of the most important thing. Any questions? Okay, so now this is the verification and the validation model. Now, what is this particular verification and then validation model means? You need to understand that this is a V shape, right? Now, this is one pillar. Okay, this is one pillar, and this is one pillar. So this is the V shape, right? Now, one pillar will talks about development and their life cycle. Another pillar, it talks about tester and tester life cycle. Now let's see that why we wanted to do on this one is, if you see in any of these particular phases, now come back to this phases. If you see on any of these phases, you see it, right? Testing comes once after this complete implementation, we are getting this particular testing. Here also development, design, testing, and here also here the design, implementation, testing. So here we are doing this particular testing, right? Always the testing comes in the last. So they see, now what it used to happen is, so because when I started my career, this is the problem which I used to face, and then I used to fight with my dev team or my POs. What is the problem is, actually speaking, the project stays for, just imagine I'm giving for a shorter cycle, 30 days project we have been taken into. Now what we wanted to do is, the development promised to do complete within 20 days, and testing time would be 10 days. So now, based upon this particular test, estimations from the dev team, estimations from the tester, this would be the project manager would be committing that particular dates to the client. Now, what it will happen is 99.5% the people will not stick on to this. What they will do is, some people will give it at 22 days. Some people will take 24 days. Some people will even give a 25 and 26th day also for testing. Now, what they will ask us, they give the pressure on us. Was the deadline is near, complete it. Who need to consume that particular delay?
Testers.
Absolutely, we shouldn't take that particular thing. Boss, I given my days as 10. I'll take 10 days from when you have been given it. That is what I need to do it, right? If you delayed it, you consume the delay. Testing team will not take the delay. You go and talk to the project manager. If project manager comes and asks me, boss, I given you 10 days. If you ask me to complete in 4 days, I'll complete only 40% of work. If you wanted to go to the live, you go. I can't do this. What the people used to do, they used to replace me, and then they'll get another resource, and then they wanted to do it and push it into the market. When you go into the market, when you not tested the application, it will fail. You'll get all the bugs. They didn't understand when I'm talking about this. Later on, when they seen that one practically, they have this particular problem. Why I'm saying this example is, we should have the guts and courage to say that, no, I can't do this. You can compromise on any other things, not on quality. So that is what your job. That is what your professional ethics. See, now, that's the reason you should learn how to give your test estimations thoroughly. If you're given the wrong estimations, then you are the responsible person. If your test estimations you've given it, but someone is squeezing that one after your test estimations, then it is not acceptable. If you're given wrong estimates, that's your problem because you didn't estimate it properly. See, for an example, that you said that, sir, within 30 minutes, I'll be there. You committed it, but it takes 1 hour of time to go. Then that is your problem. So rather than that, you say that, sir, I'm here. From here, it takes around 1 hour for me. So please wait for 1 hour, 10 minutes. This is what I can do my best. So that's how you need to commit your things to them. Randomly, you shouldn't do it, right? So then that is your problem. Then you need to wake day and night and don't need to work. But when you have been given appropriate estimations and someone comes and says that, hey, if they negotiate a day, complete this one in the 2 days. Absolutely, I'll do that within 2 days. But my test coverage would be only 20%. If you give me 10 days, I'll do 100%. If you give me 8 days, my percentage is 80%. Now it's up to you how you wanted to have. So always the tester should have the tester attitude. Because if anything comes, if any particular bugs comes in the production, a bug comes in a production, who is responsibility for that? A developer, a project owner, a project manager, or a tester?
Tester.
Only one guy who will be blamed, the testers and the PO. So these are the people, only one. Hey, didn't you test this particular thing in the production or in your environment? You don't give the enough time, and all the things you don't give it, but you wanted 100% quality. How? Obviously, now any bugs comes into the production, any bug, none of the people will go and ask the developer. Only one person to be blamed. One person need to be taken the complete accountability and responsibility is a tester. When you're doing that particular accountability and responsibility, then you should even have the authority to stop also. The tester is the only guy who can stop a particular release.
Yes.
Developer, anyone can't stop this. A tester can have that, hey, this application is not good to go for the production. If you're going, these are the terms and conditions. You have to be smart enough detailing of all these pointers. If they go into the production, come and ask you, I already told you this. You will face this. Increase the testing team. Make the test automation. Do whatever the 10x is required for that. But without doing all these things, going to the production, that doesn't really make any sense. Always testing team comes in the last. They will not understand complete things, but they go everything wrong. And it will be blamed for them. That is the reason. So this particular model comes into the picture, which is the V model. In this particular V model, what it will happen is from the day one, when we have this particular requirements, so at that point itself, the testing life cycle also starts, the development life cycle also will starts. Now, if you see here, this is testing pillar, this is development pillar, and where they will be merging. So this is where both people will be merging. Now, if you see here, they means every activity what the development team is doing, parallelly we would be having our activity planned. So parallelly we'll be trying to do on this particular activities. Now when they have been taken the business requirements, actually here you need to concentrate a little more to understand the concept, because these things would be coming for you in terms of next topic, which is called levels of testing. In levels of testing, you will be getting these particular topics in detail. Okay, but what you need to understand here is, as soon as we get the requirements, immediately the development team, the PO or the business analyst or the project manager, explains about these particular requirements. Now, when they're given these particular requirements to us, what the development team will do, what the testing team will do. Once they got these particular requirements, now what they will try to do, system requirement specification, high level design, low level design, and then they will do the coding. So now these two phases are the designing phase. In our, you remember, right? Our SDLC means our waterfall or the SDLC phases, we used to have it, right? Let me rub it and then give the neat way. Okay, if you see here, now these two phases are design phase. After designing phase, implementation or coding phase, right? Now, this is what our requirement gathering. Okay, you remember, right? In the requirement gathering, what is the outcome for the first requirement gathering?
BRS.
BRS, business requirement specification,
User
or functional
stories.
specification, or yeah, user stories also. So now you see it, right? So please go on mute. So here you will
CRS
be
also.
see now those are the different names. CRS means customer requirement specification. BRS means business requirement specification, functional specification, or the user stories. So now
User
this is what
requirements.
the requirement gathering phase which we will be having it. So this is how the requirement phase, design phase, implementation coding phase, and these all things are belonging to testing phase.
Sir, can I have one question?
Yeah, please.
So we have different models are there, like prototype, incremental. So when a project comes, do tester has the option to select which model we have to go for, or it will be in place?
No,
So we
no,
have to
Bala.
go.
No, Bala. See,
Okay.
this is the decision will be taken care by
Okay.
the CTO of the company, Chief Technology Officer. They follow the SDLC, current SDLCs, which is the latest trend. They will be taking it up. And it also depends upon the type of the project, how they wanted to have it, the type of the project, and the client. It depends upon this one. Then the architect, you remember, right? In analysis phase, usually we will have the requirement gathering and the analysis. In the requirement gathering, they do this complete requirements, and in the analysis phase, this all people will sit together and they do the brainstorming. Brainstorming means they will sit together and they talk together and derive, hey, which is DLC model which I need to pick it up.
Okay.
See, this is the orthodox procedure which we need to follow. But nowadays,
Is there any way sometimes it happened in such a way that they have selected one model initially and it has changed to some other model? Do you have seen anything like that before?
80% of times it will happen.
Oh, okay.
This is a high percentage, very high percentage. Because see, always see, now what we like is, we like to burn our hands and then realize what is our mistake.
Okay.
Because we don't follow the standards, we don't follow these foundations. If someone knows this, I'm telling you, right, I'm betting you. Okay, I used to do the interviews. I used to do in a year, I used to roughly do 1600 to 1800 interviews. I do for the architect levels, means doing for the managers, QA managers, and for them I used to do these interviews, right? So they will be having around 12 to 15 years of experience people. Okay, I'm talking about it. And they claim that 15 years they have been worked in a big MNCs. I don't want to bring the names. You can take any MNC. You talk about the banking sector, or you're talking about service sectors. If I'm asking them on the SDLCs and the differences, they will not tell me the differences between that. Now you tell me, having 15 years to 12 years to 15 years of experience candidates, if you're not able to tell me the basic SDLC models.
Exactly.
See, what it happens to them is, probably they might be learning this all, but what it happens is, during the course of your experience, we will completely forget all these things.
Yes.
So the people, when they forgot the foundation and the basics, now I'm telling you, right, you go for any particular tester, you go, okay, leave about the tester, you go for any developer, you ask him what is the standard best practices to do the test estimation or the estimations of a project. They can't do the estimations. If you wanted to do the estimations or anything, what you need to do, you need to come to the basic, which is SDLC. Boss, what are the phases we have? In each phase, how much time? What are the activities? Now, what do we need to? We need to follow the DNC. DNC means the divide and conquer rule. Always you need to divide the things into the smaller chunks, estimate that at the smaller chunks, it gives you the more accuracy. On a high level view, designing, okay, you take 15 days. Coding, you take another 20 to 30 days. You shouldn't do that.
Exactly.
Nowadays, the people are doing in this way. If you ask him the justification for this one, hey, why you wanted 15 days? Can you explain me? They're not able to explain. Even you ask any tester or anything. For an example, if I'm giving a work, hey, I given you a website. For this particular website, how many days it will take for you? How many resources it will be taking for you? You do the estimations and do it. For this website, probably we can complete in 5 months with the 4 resources or 2 resources. How?
Exactly.
If you ask them how, this we have done previously, but I'm asking you how. You might be done into previous, but I'm asking you to logically explain me how.
You don't have the answer. Exactly.
So that is how the problem we'll be facing in across the industries. See,
Yes,
I'm
we
not
cannot
blaming
feel-
anyone here. Yeah, I'm not trying to blame the people here. Whatever is the reason, the people are, see now, if you come and talk to me, Bala, saying that, hey, I'm excellent, I have written a novel. You said that I have written a novel.
Okay.
Then I asked you, tell me how many alphabets we have, and can you tell me the grammar? What you meant by present continuous tense? If you don't tell me this one, will I believe you that you have written a novel?
Exactly. The grammar. Yeah.
And whatever the novel you wanted, you can get it in the AI. You can generate that and you can give it to me. So
Exactly.
always we need to concentrate on the foundation. See, why we giving this importance to this one is, now you should understand. See, someone will come and talk about prototype model. Someone will come and talk about the V model. Hey, how my testing activities I need to follow? See, till now we didn't enter into the testing because still we are at the birthplace of testing. This is the origin for us, right? Here we are going to born. So now from here, how I need to start my steps. That is what you need to learn.
Okay.
So the origin is what we are trying to discuss till now, which is the SDLC models. In the SDLC model, how we are trying to do on this.
Sure. Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, fine. So I think even today also we are not able to complete this one. However, fine. Let's go ahead on this. So now this phases. Don't worry. What you meant by unit testing, component testing, system integration testing, acceptance testing. These all categories of testing will be very detailedly talked in terms of levels of testing. Just I reserve my right to hold this one when I'm talking on this levels of testing. I'll talk on this particular point. Okay, but what you need to understand from this particular model is, now this will happen parallelly. What is the advantage of this one? What is the advantage of this one?
Time saving, quality.
Lot of time saves. Time saving means cost saving,
Yes.
resources saving. Everything will happen on based upon this one.
Quality of the product.
Quality of the product. Everything would be saved. Now, if you see here, every model will have one advantages and few disadvantages. Now here, if I wanted to do my, see now here itself, I'm giving my review. I don't have the quicker reviews from the client, right? See, I'm doing it everything parallelly, but I'm not able to get the reviews. So for these all things, the solution which they have been given is agile. Now, what are the problems you have been seen in the V model or incremental model or waterfall model or prototype model, RAD model? All particular problems are addressed in the agile model. So that is the reason currently we all using the agile model.
Yeah.
So to derive
Chris,
this
I have a
statement,
doubt. Actually, when you said the testing and these things happen in parallel, how does that help, and what are they going to test with the BRS?
No, the testing will not happen parallelly, Shravani. So that is where you need to understand. You tell me, development application itself, it is not developed.
Yes.
How you
yes,
do the
that
testing?
is what my doubt was.
Here,
Yeah,
what
and
you
how
do
is it?
is,
Yeah.
you, for an example, I'll give you I don't know whether I can give this example, but still that will app match here. I'll try to give. There is a patient. Okay, this is in Apollo Hospital. There is a patient. This patient is on ventilator, and now there is another hospital. Okay, you take any other Kaveri hospital, it is there. Now I wanted to shift this particular patient from Apollo Hospital to Kaveri Hospital for any reason, because of the treatment or because of the doctor or because of various reasons they wanted to shift it. Now what I wanted to do it is, the patient will not arrive in the Kaveri Hospital.
Yeah.
But what they will try to do is, they make everything ready in the compound itself. They keep the ventilator ready, they keep the bed ready, they keep everything ready here. As
Okay,
soon
so
as the
you
patient
mean,
comes,
yeah.
the same thing. Now you understood by this example. Now
Yes,
here,
Chris. I mean, sorry to interrupt. You mean based on the BRS or system requirement specification, they'll be ready with the test cases and all. That is what you mean
absolutely,
to
that
say.
is what they want to do
Okay.
it. So now, based upon this particular requirements, they will be deriving the acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria means what? If you've given me this, when I wanted to release this one into the production, all functional testing should be completed, regression testing should be completed, all my retesting should be completed, all my bugs are completed, means this is what my checklist. So this is how this is accepted by the end user. So this is called as UAT, user acceptance testing. Means user will accept based upon these things. Hey, for an example, if you're going for a trip, did you pack thermal wear, did you pack swimwear, did you pack all the this particular jackets, did you pack this particular thing? You will make a checklist, right? So that is how, this is where the user will do the testing for this. So based upon the requirements, these guys will work on the requirements, and these guys will prepare that particular checklist. If these things are there, then only it should release to the market. That is what user acceptance testing. Now
Okay,
system
so they'll be
requirement.
ready with the things or checklist,
Absolutely.
and then
But
once only they receive the code, they'll start doing all these things.
absolutely right. So this, now at this level, they keep it everything ready. Everything ready. As soon as this, if you see this, this is what the arrow marks are also. If you see, parallelly they start. This is what the dotted line will represent. You see that particular dotted lines you are seeing here.
Yes,
Means
yes.
this
That
way.
is making me confused
Yeah,
actually,
this
Chris.
is dotted lines. Means they will make the things ready. But you see here dark lines. So this particular phase completed, now you see it, the arrow mark is going up now. So once after completion of the coding, the application is developed and it is ready, then it goes for this particular phases. Now what we do in each phase, so now if I explain you also, it will confuse you. That is the reason I'm not trying to talk about it. When I talk about the levels of testing, then you will understand thoroughly what we are going to do on this.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, Chris. Thank you.
Okay, fine. And that's it for today. So we'll be talking about the agile model. So which is very important topic for today, means for tomorrow. We'll talk on this one. So we can continue on the same time for tomorrow also, or half an hour delay. But however, I'll keep you posted on it. But definitely we'll have the session for tomorrow also on this particular aspects.
Yeah, Chris, one more thing. When you explained the differences between iterative and incremental, it is